There have been tariffs and immigration crackdowns and attacks on university, but nothing seems to have affected Donald Trump's base like the case of Jeffrey Epstein, a sex offender who died in a Manhattan jail cell while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Graham Dodds is a political scientist. Hi, Graham.
Hello.
So it's interesting that it seems that what's affected Trump's base, his MAGA supporters, isn't so much Epstein himself, but this idea of a conspiracy. And it was a conspiracy that was initially fueled by Trump and his own people.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, and I think for people who don't normally live in Trump world, it can seem utterly foreign and strange. But as I see it, people in the MAGA camp and on the sort of far right fringes more generally have long had a soft spot for conspiracy theories, especially for those with a sort of sexual angle. So folks might recall a few years ago the so-called Pizzagate scandal, in which people on the far right were convinced that Hillary Clinton was operating a child sex ring out of a pizza restaurant in Washington, D.C. And it sounds crazy, and of course it was untrue, but lots of people agreed with it, believed with it regardless. So the point I'm trying to make is that this doesn't come from nowhere. There is a sort of context to history of people on the far right embracing these kind of crazy conspiracies.
And this flared up after Elon Musk said that Trump was named in the FBI files. Now, why did that seem to catch the attention of the MAGA crowd the way it did?
Well, for the MAGA crowd, there has been this belief that there is some kind of master list of people who were part of, what should we say, Epstein's sexual escapades. And people high up in the Trump administration, not least of which the director of the FBI and the attorney general sort of fed that view, hinting that there was such a list and that soon it would be made public. So for Trump to come along and say, no, there's no list, there's really nothing to see here, move on, there's no grand conspiracy. For people who are predisposed to believe in those conspiracies, it's almost as if, wow, it must be really big if Trump himself is pretending it's not there. I mean, put differently, Trump's made a career out of saying the deep state is up to all sorts of terrible things. And here he is saying, no, the deep state's actually not done anything at all. So for people who really believe in the deep state, it seems that it's even bigger than Trump himself.
But there is no denying, though, Graham, that Trump did have a relatively close relationship with Epstein.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the two had a public friendship. It's not just that they were sort of billionaires behaving badly. They've got far more than that in common. By most accounts, it seems they were very good friends for at least 15 years. And indeed, Epstein went to one of Trump's several weddings, for example. Trump flew on Epstein's private jet. But they did have some sort of falling out, and it's not clear exactly what the extent of their relationship was. But it doesn't, require too much of a stretch of the mind to think that Trump might have some knowledge about some of Epstein's shenanigans.
And as you said, Trump has tried to make this go away. He's even called some of his own people stupid for believing that there might be something to this. What can he do now, do you think?
It's not clear. He's really said there's nothing to see here, move on. It's silly to focus on this. And again, when a guy who's made his political career out of promoting conspiracy theories says there's no conspiracy here, for people who want to believe that, they are going to believe it nevertheless. Now, there's talk of trying to make some of these files and judicial proceedings public to sort of let the sunshine in and ensure that people can understand there's nothing really to see. But that's going to take a while. It takes a while for court proceedings to be made public, and it seems the House of Representatives is on vacation and is going to be unable to vote on any of this anytime soon. So this may well carry on throughout the summer.
How potentially damaging do you think this can be, Graham?
Many people are saying that this could be the nail in the coffin, that when MAGA folk turn on their commander-in-chief, on Mr. Trump himself, on the president, that this is of a scale and a nature that's different than the other things that have come along. But Trump has had so many issues over his decade plus in political life. I mean, he's survived scandals and a special prosecutor, 2 impeachments. He's survived all sorts of things that would have brought down a normal politician in normal times. So I've got to think that he'll do it again. And, I don't think this is the end of Donald Trump. I think he's going to be a political force for the next 3.5 years or more.
Yeah, because we're only 6 months into this administration. Thank you very much for this, Graham.
My pleasure. Thank you.